Hey y'all, thanks for tuning into the Nintendo Drive. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, be sure to like the video. Or if you're getting cozy and listening to us on your podcast feed, make sure you're following and leaving us nice reviews. You can also support the show on Patreon and pick up some awesome merch. Links to those and more are in the description, but let's get the show started.
Oh my goodness, we're here. We're Seanless tonight. Sean is dead, everybody. He died. That's what happened. No, he's gonna be okay. He's sick. Sean's out sick. And I think this is a direct quote. I think he said something to the effect of like, I have a vortex of razor blades in my throat or something like that. He said something crazy to that effect.
Yeah. Basically, his throat has given out on him. His throat unalived. He's still alive, but his throat was like, no.
His
thanks.
moneymaker. He's got
his moneymaker. Come on.
Yeah, he is. Sean Capri is in the chat, by the way. So I was pretty much that theory was fake news pretty quickly. But we're here. Lockleth and I were here. Sean says he's dead after swallowing a bag of razor blades. So there you go. There's your update on Sean's health. Yeah, we wish him all the best, obviously. Get better, Sean. He's probably laid up on his old man couch playing Neon White or something like that right now. Who knows?
Kevin, we are in the same mindset. Kevin in the chat was all that Halloween candy. I literally was thinking like, oh, you just went the direct opposite. Like you went straight horror night with the spooks of Halloween candy.
Oh, true.
Like Sean went straight for the razor blades. He's like, just forget the candy. Let's just eat this.
Bypass
Good
the
for your
candy.
health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it was when maybe you saw some of this too when you were younger. It was like anthrax was the big scare when I was a kid. Did you ever hear any of that?
I feel like it sounds familiar, but if I probably wasn't made aware of those scares, it was probably my mom, because I'm sure if there was a scare, my mom was well aware of it. Like overprotective, very very paranoid parent. So yeah, if anyone was aware, it was probably her, and she probably didn't tell us on purpose so that we weren't freaking out.
Gosh. Yeah. Well, we are here. We are not sick tonight. Lockleth are here and I are here holding down the fort. We miss you too, Sean. We wish you could be here tonight, but that's okay. We're here. And you know, we actually have a lot of like questions from the community. I feel like this was kind of fortuitous because we would normally be trying to think of like some kind of topic to like anchor the show down to, but we actually have a lot to get into tonight. So what have you been playing? What have you been up to? What's going on in Lockless world?
I've been playing a lot of things, and if anyone's following my actual YouTube channel, I've been playing more difficult games. So last week was Celeste. I played Celeste. Later this week will be Death's Door. So been playing those difficult games.
Pro gamer. Cozy gamer to pro gamer.
I'm trying to do something. It's hilarious. Those that come out of the woodwork with people that probably aren't subscribed that comment on those 2 videos that I've done so far that are giving me pointers. Very helpful.
Oh,
very
really?
helpful. Yeah, actually helpful. Like
Good.
They gave me some pointers on Hollow Knight, so next time I play it, I'm gonna test some stuff out. But yeah, it's fun when it's not like the community and it's like some random person I've never seen their name before and they comment, and it's log. I'm like, oh, okay, this person's played. They have a story to tell.
This is a mean one.
They're gonna be mean or they're gonna say something actually relevant to the game here.
Yeah.
But everyone's been so helpful. They're helping out the poor cozy gamer who's trying
nice
to
change of pace.
I know, right? Who's just trying to climb this frozen mountain, you know, all the things. It's been going well. But I've also picked up, or I played the demo, early access to a game called The Star Named EOS.
Oh, yeah. That looked really cool.
It is. It's like a point and click, like adventure puzzle type of game. Very short demo. I actually was like craving more, which was probably mostly the point. But like Steam Next Fest is in like a couple weeks or in a week or something
Yes.
like that. So the demo will be released that week. So thanks to the, Fern over at Player 2 PR who gave me the code to try it out early. Super fun game, definitely cozy.
Yes.
Back in my comfort zone. We should have a counter in the comments, by the way. Like if you're watching the youtube.com/carpool gaming, count how many times I've put up a peace sign tonight, because I feel like that needs to be a counter because I've done it at least 5 times already. But yes, the star named EOS. Super fun. The music was really nice. I'm excited for it. I'm excited. It's slated to come out on PC for sure sometime this year, but I'm hoping it comes to Switch. I think it would work well on the
Yeah,
Switch. So I'm hopeful. Fingers
definitely.
crossed.
So essentially you just got to play like the Steam Next Fest demo early? Like that was what it
Yeah.
was?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'm definitely looking forward to Steam Next Fest, and I always love to do those. I like to play demos for games that are coming to Switch, but like the problem is, and this is a gripe that I've always had, I want them to make like a repository on Steam Next Fest of just what other platforms those games are coming to. Like that would be so helpful to me, because what I wind up doing is I look through the demos, and there's like got to be hundreds of demos on there.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just like digging through these and seeing if one's interesting to me, and then Googling and trying to see if it's coming to Switch. It's not ideal.
Yeah.
Just
No, no, no,
just
no.
put it all together. So, man, we've got a lively chat tonight. We got a lot of like people who we don't normally get to see. Shout outs to Tim from the Nintendo Dads is here. Danielina Hosa, one of my favorite people on this planet, is here. Josh Stapleton. Oh my gosh. Robbie Bobby Miller. Hey everybody. Lively chat here on
You
youtube.com slash
you
carpool
say
gaming.
you say lively, but a lot of it's Sean.
True.
There's a lot of blue, a lot of Sean Capri in the chat saying all the things.
Is Lockleth drinking and Nintendo driving? Uh
Um,
no comment.
because because you're sick, Sean, I decided to take my vitamins, so I'm drinking apple juice.
Apple juice. There you go.
Mm.
Is that what that is really? Is it
Yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
apple juice? Okay. Yeah. All right. This is really, let's be honest, the Nintendo Drive is actually just the pre-Nintendo Drive post show is really what it
Mm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're
Basically. Yeah, 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 basically. I had a little something with my dinner, so I'm just, continuing that theme. But what have you been playing? It's not all about me. What have you been playing?
at. A lot of things. So, I am hopelessly addicted to Pocket Card Jockey Ride On. For those who don't know, Pocket Card Jockey is a 3DS game. The 3DS eShops talked about this on the show recently. The 3DS eShops closing in like 2 months now, which is
Yeah.
crazy. And that's one of the games we're losing. So what they've done is they've made kind of a sequel for Apple Arcade. So now I can play Pocket Card Jockey on my phone, and it's rough. It's rough, dude. Like being the game itself is great, but it's rough
Oh,
that I'm like so addicted to it. I have probably already it came out on Friday. I've already put like 12 hours into it. Like it's bad. I'm in bad shape. It's very harmful for my productivity. For those who've never played Pocket Card Jockey, this is a game where you race horses by playing solitaire. And you then level up those horses like an RPG, gain skills, breed the horses after they reach retirement age to pass those skills on to your young horses that you then race, and you rinse and repeat, and it's this addictive gameplay loop. And now it's on my phone, send help. That's kind of where I'm at with Pocket Card
solitaire
Jockey.
too?
Yeah, it's solitaire, and you basically do it in phases. So like you start the race out, and you play solitaire to like gain energy for your horse to take into the race, and performing well in the solitaire portion of the game improves your horse's mood and stuff. Yeah, it's really really addictive. And having it on my phone now is just like it's crazy. And they've done such a good job like porting it to the phone. I'm really happy with it. If you have Apple
Too
Arcade,
too
just
easy
play
of
it.
access?
Yeah, it's like it's right there. Like before, I would at least have to grab my 3DS or whatever, and there's like a little bit of a window, like a barrier, but now it's just always there. It's just in my pocket at all times. A true pocket card jockey.
I was about to
Um
say that, yeah.
so there's that. I actually I played a game that I think you would like, which is A Space for the Unbound.
Mhm.
I think you would like this one. This is from an Indonesian studio called Mojiken Studio, who made another game that I think you would really like called When the Past Was Around. They same developers. They've been working on this game for like 6-7 years, and it's this game where you play as this guy. I think his name is Atma, and he's like he's going. It takes place in like the 90s Indonesia. So there's a lot of like kind of nostalgic, stuff going on. Um, but he has this girlfriend who has like supernatural powers, and he is given the ability to like dive into people's minds and help them solve their problems. It's like gorgeous pixel art. It's got some cozy vibes, nostalgic vibes. I think you would like it. I think you would like it if you played it.
Yeah, I think you played it for All In, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I put a
saw
video up.
I don't know if I watched the whole, like, video. I think I probably fell asleep, but,
Fair.
it looked interesting. I was watching late at night. That's just how I do. I always watch
Yeah.
YouTube videos all the time. But it did look very interesting, and I meant to mention earlier, the star named EOS was created by the same people that made Behind the Frame, if anyone's heard of
Right.
that game as well. I wanted to put that out there, so if you've liked that game, I'm sure there's some similarities with that as well, so I totally forgot about that, but I do have what was that other game you said that they made, the one that you played?
When the Past Was Around.
So I do have that
Yes.
game, I just haven't played it yet, but I
What a
have it.
game. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
wait for you to play that. That game is so good. That game is so good and precious and just sweet. And yeah, you're going to love that game. So and they actually have in A Space for the Unbound, there's a really good reference to When the Past Was
Mm.
Around, which is nice. So anyway, I really, really like it. And it's actually long. Like normally when you play these kind of indie games, 2-3 hours maybe, I'm already like 6 hours into this thing. It's like pretty decent, length to it, and the story is just really gripping. Like it's like a good book. Like I just don't want to put it down. Like I want to just see where the story goes. um so I've definitely enjoyed that. I really want to shout out though SteamWorld Build. That's what I really
Oh,
want to
yeah.
shout out. Oh my gosh, this game. And actually, let me bring in a question that we got related to this so we can kind of tie this all in together here. Because we had a question from my good friend and everybody's good friend, Tim A. from the Nintendo Dads, Nintendo Dad number 4. Tim says, what did you think of this week's SteamWorld Telegraph announcement? Are you into city builders? Did you try the SteamWorld Build demo on Steam? A bunch of SteamWorld related questions. So, did you watch the SteamWorld Telegraph presentation thing? Do you care about SteamWorld at all?
I never heard of it, nor do I know what it was. I just know that that was something that Bobby really loved
Yes.
or was really into. I did watch your, like, hour
It was a
playthrough.
long.
That was a long video from you, by the way, but I did
Yeah,
watch it 'cause I was very curious to know what it was about. But it seems to be like a city builder type of thing, I'm assuming, is from what I
very
could
much so.
gather.
Very
The
much so.
the look of the game looked really nice, though, I will say.
Yeah,
Like,
big shout
it looked
outs.
yeah, it looked
I
different than what I've seen before.
it very much is. And big shout out. Sean here in the chat points out, I don't want to mispronounce their name, but somebody from the developer, they used to be Image and Form back in the day. The SteamWorld franchise, Lockleth, has been going on for a long, long time. Since the
Mm.
DSiWare days. And
Oh, okay.
they've been together for, is it pronounced like Brian? Okay, great. So Sean says it's pronounced like Brian. So Bobby, as you said, was a massive fan, and uh and so there was this kind of, I think Mark the Canardian initially positioned it like, hey, Bobby was a huge fan of the SteamWorld series. Can we, like, what do we have to do to get an NPC like named after Bobby, like some way to honor Bobby's memory? And Brian at Image and Form, now Thunderful, did say, like, he was like, yeah, like I'll throw it to the team and see what they say or whatever. And then the next morning he was like, yeah, everybody's on board. It won't be in SteamWorld Build because SteamWorld Build doesn't really have NPCs, and I think it's also probably pretty far along. So Sean gives a little bit of context too. Bobby actually met Brian back in the day. It changed so much for Bobby to meet a developer like that. So they have like said that they're going to, in tribute to Bobby, name an NPC in a future SteamWorld game after him, which is just so awesome. Like
Oh yeah.
I mean, he would be so thrilled to be a part of a SteamWorld game. Are you kidding me? So really cool. So
Yeah.
Lockleth, SteamWorld is a franchise. It's like a steampunk kind of franchise.
Mhm.
And what they do is they take genres and they essentially kind of give them a little bit of a twist. So SteamWorld Dig is like their twist on a Metroidvania. SteamWorld Heist is their twist on like an XCOM. SteamWorld Quest is their twist on like a card game or whatever. And now SteamWorld Build is their twist on a city builder. And they have always they tackle genres that I don't normally really like and make me
Mhm.
like them. And that's what has happened here.
And is it
So
because of that steampunk like change to it that makes you
it's
like it more?
it's that I do like steampunk stuff.
Mhm.
Um but like it's just the way that they take the like genres that are normally kind of like nerdy and kind of like prohibitive, like genres that normally I wouldn't be into, that normally kind of are like, it's a little too much even for me, and they just make it like accessible in a way.
Mm.
So I've played like SimCity and stuff like this in the past, and it's never vibed with me. Um, Too many menus, too many like resources and stuff. Like it just,
Yeah.
I'm just out. You know what I mean? And I'll play it for a little bit, and it just never clicks. And then playing this, just the way they've simplified it, the way everything like feeds into other things, it just really really struck me. I want to shout out this comment here from Sean though. Sean says Imogen Forum has supported Bobby so much over the years. I want to say they provided hundreds of codes for gaming for Guru, our fundraiser for Bobby's hospital bills. So yeah, I mean, these are obviously like amazing developers, supportive, caring people, who just make good games, man. Like all the SteamWorld games are just quality. Like
Mhm.
all of them are quality. Um, and they just have this way of just making me care about a genre I wouldn't normally care about. I'm not into the tycoons. I'm not into the Sim Cities or whatever. That seems
Yeah.
like something you would maybe be into. Have you ever played them?
Well, you would think, but, like, my brother would play, like, the SimCity, like, games, like, the old school ones from way back when, and, like, I was so lost. Like, I knew, like, the premise and, like, what it was, but like you said, like, the menus bit, it was just too much for my pigeon brain to deal with.
Too much pigeon brain. Yeah.
Yeah, I like games like The Sims where you can, like, manage, like, a little household and, like, tell these people, like, to, go eat and do, like, mundane tasks. For
Yeah.
some reason, that was fun, plus the decorating aspect of it, of course. But when you go, like, you're too far out. There's too much. There's too many
Yeah.
slices, as Sean would say, with taking care of an entire city. Like, that's just too much. Too much for
Yeah.
me.
It normally is for me too. And there's a couple things that like make this, first of all, again, it's the way they've simplified it. It's the way that like the things just make sense. Like if you need to do engineering related task, then you upgrade one of your workers to an engineer. Cool. Like that makes sense to me. And it's very like quick and snappy to do that. Um and then it's also the layers to it. So eventually you unlock like the mines. So on the top level,
Mm,
you have like your city, and then on the bottom level, you have your mines, and the things that you're doing in the mine feed into what's happening in the city. So like it all just is very like everything has a purpose, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I got totally sucked into it. Like you said, over an hour, I think it's like an
yeah.
hour 15 or something of the video that I made. That's long for me. I try to keep it 30-45 minutes. That's a long video for me. And then Tim was saying he played it for like 4 hours. So like I found myself just getting very, very sucked into it in a way that I don't normally with this kind of stuff. And I knew I would. I mean, it's SteamWorld. I basically give them the benefit of the doubt. Um the the actual presentation, this was basically the only thing they announced in the
Mm,
presentation was Build. It's coming later this year to PC and Switch. Really interested to see how the Switch version is going to work, because the demo does not have controller support. You can only play with mouse and keyboard. So I'm going to be curious to see how it works with the controller. But yeah, so the presentation itself I was kind of meh on, but the game's good. I would be so fascinated to see what you think of it if you played it.
Or then it's on Steam. I can download the demo
Yeah,
and play it. I
free
might try it
demo.
out. I saw
Yeah,
that Bowsah and a few others are now playing it, and they're like super hyped about it too. I was like, do I
Bowsah loves
try
it.
it? Now that I like playing this game that I just played, the Star Named EOS, like I never use Steam. Like I have a Steam account. I've had one for a couple years now,
Yeah.
but I never use it because I always expect my computer to not be able to handle it, which, it depends on the game. So we'll see how that one runs, but I'll have to check it out. I think
It's free.
this I've opened it back up again, the Steam stuff. Like I'm like, oh, there's actual demos of things I can
Yes.
try, especially with Steam Next Fest coming up. I'm curious to see
Yes.
what other games to try out. So
I
I'll have to
can't
check it
wait.
out.
Can't wait for Steam Next Fest. It's Bowsah approved. That's right. So Tim has a couple of questions related to this. He says, "Do you have a favorite SteamWorld game? You'd never played them.
Mm.
My favorite one is probably Heist or Dig 2. I really like SteamWorld Heist. SteamWorld Heist, the music of it was done by this band that I really like called Steam Powered Giraffe. We danced to one of their songs at our wedding. I really, the song Honeybee is really sweet. Heist is probably my favorite. And then Tim says, and finally, what other type of genre should the SteamWorld series dive into? I was thinking of a Tamagotchi type game where you have to build and take care of your own SteamWorld robot that can also dig and find treasures for you to use or sell for customizing the robot's home, your home, or the road. Tim just designed a game, basically.
Yeah. And that sounds wonderful, by the
That
way.
sounds
Like
rad. Yeah,
anything Tamagotchi like type, I'm here for it.
I'd be
And
into
a
that
little a
actually.
little like steampunk like robot, heck yeah. Give me
Is,
that.
is there a type of genre like that you would want to see steampunkified?
Have they done like a farming sim?
No, this is the closest they've come to it.
Yeah.
Is this? Yeah. Sean says SteamWorld Super Meat Boy. SteamWorld platformer. It is kind of funny that they haven't done anything with that. Because the way I view SteamWorld is this is a franchise that takes a genre that I don't like and makes me like it. So I'm like, give me a SteamWorld sports game, because I don't
Mm,
normally like sports games, but they could make me like it. You know what I mean? So I'd be interested in seeing that.
like an American football like
Yeah,
game, but they
SteamWorld
have like their
hockey.
all steampunked out like uniforms
Be kind of sick. I'd be kind of down for it.
with the goggles that they have to take off the top of their helmet and put on their face. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be into that. But let's move into, we had something we wanted to cover before we got into any of these other questions, right?
Mm.
Where is this? Is the Jack's Pacific thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had the tweet open.
Yeah, it's essentially what happened was they revealed the like first look at the Jack's Pacific Mario movie toy line, uh which was kind of which was kind of funny because we see it's what I think it's Peach with an umbrella, Mario
Hmm.
with a plunger, Luigi with a flashlight, and then Toad with a frying pan is what we're looking
Yeah.
at here, right?
And like all of their like um joints, like it looks like you can move
Yeah.
like all of their little joints, specifically with Mario and Luigi. It looks better than the McDonald's toys. I'll say that.
That's not saying much. I got Bowser actually,
Oh, really?
and look at how lame this thing is.
The fire looks like a bottle.
You take the spike on his back and the fire spins, and that's what it does.
Mm,
That's the toy.
something
That's the toy,
special right there.
kids. That's something special. I mean, it's better than Peach, which literally is just a top. That's
And like the bottom like that she's supposed to spin on is so shallow that
it's a little nub.
she doesn't even spin. Unless mine got broken off. Like there's nothing.
It's
So
yeah,
shallow.
it's not good. Like, am I still gonna own them all? Yeah, but it's not good.
I'm upset. My McDonald's, they now have what do you call it? Black Panther toys.
What?
Yeah. I went the other day just to get a toy. I was like, "Oh, which one do you have?" They said, "Oh, we just have Black Panther now." I was like, "What?" So either
That's
they had them like in storage, like from like when maybe Wakanda when it came out, and
yeah.
maybe they had some of those still left.
Yeah,
They're
that was the old toy. That was from like November or something like that.
yeah. I was V upset about it. But yeah, Jack's Pacific. They shared like they're doing a partnership with Illumination and Nintendo, bringing to market the toy line for the highly anticipated film, the Mario movie. So
Yeah.
they look interesting. They. I just want something different.
I just want something. Something
These
more.
McDonald's toys are not cutting
These ain't it.
it.
They
This
ain't it.
ain't it. Mm-mm.
No. They ain't
And
it.
I kind of really want this Toad with the frying pan.
The Toad's
It's
the
kind
best
of
looking one. The
it's
Toad
kind of
is the best
cute.
looking one.
Yeah, he's got the
It,
full backpack from like the trailer and
for
everything
sure.
too. Mm-hmm.
They actually I don't know if you saw this, like a week ago, they leaked, like somebody had gotten a hold of these toys early. Like somebody had gotten, I don't know if like a Walmart put them out by accident or what it was, but somebody had gotten their hands on a Bowsah one, which isn't in this tweet, but the Bowsah is like a fire breath Bowsah or something. And I don't know exactly how it works, but like you can make smoke come out of its mouth, like steam. So I don't know if you like put water in it. Like I don't understand how that works. Like where's the steam come from?
I
You
don't
know?
know.
It's
Is it
super weird.
like baby powder smoke
I
that
don't
comes out?
know. Yeah, you just load them up with baby powder and just, but
Maybe.
you like push a button and it glows red and like the smoke kind of billows out of his mouth and it looks kind of like fire. And it's
Hmm.
cool, but I don't
Yeah.
understand the mechanics of it. I'm just, did you guys put like a heating element in it? Like I don't understand what's happening with this.
I don't
So
know.
I don't know. I'm curious about that. But I, but yeah, like you, I'm just kind of excited for more Mario movie merch. I just want
Oh,
the
for
Mario movie
sure.
merch.
I just I think we're just ready for the movie, but like we'll settle
Yeah,
for merch until the movie comes out. I think that's really what it all comes down to.
it's
It's like,
close.
mm, when
3
when
months and
is it again?
change. April 4th, I think.
4th. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was April.
April 4th or
Um,
7th or something like that. Yeah,
mhm.
we're close.
Well, speaking of things coming close, reminder, you, audience, people watching, listening, you have one more week to get the Murford and Sean's t-shirt from the merch store.
It's the final countdown.
The
Locklet's watching.
final the final week. I'll remind you guys again next week when we do the show, because it'll technically still be up and you can still order, but
Get on it.
you have a week, 31st of January,
You're on
and then it's
notice.
snatching it down. Like I have a reminder on my calendar. It's just snatching
I'm
it off of
imagining
there.
you. I'm imagining you right now. Tim asked if there's a link. Yes, Tim. I'll drop the link here in the chat. bit.ly/cpg merch. I'm imagining you rolling out of bed at 11:59, like in a robe, the whole like cucumbers on and everything, and just be like, time to take this down. Like the alarm goes off, and you just like march to your computer, furrowed brows, and just take down that shirt, man.
You say like I'll be in bed, like I'll still be awake. Like I'll be just done with like the Nintendo post show. I'd have been watching something for like an hour. I was like, ah, but you're right. I'll have this cardigan on probably, and I'll be like, it's time.
This very cardigan.
Yes, this very cardigan.
Hey,
Removing
Matthew
it.
Buckley says, watching my first live Nintendo Drive after almost 2 years of being a silent patron. Love the show. Thank you very much. We love you.
Yes, thank you for coming in.
Yes, welcome on in, man. So we have that going on. You're on notice. Get your Murford and Sean shirt before you lose the chance. There was and maybe this is something. Maybe we should just use that merch segue to tackle this. It was from JB, wasn't it? This
Hmm.
merch question. Yeah, here it is. Purple Monkey, JB.
That threw me off. I was looking for JB, but it's
Yeah.
Purple Monkey.
Yeah, it says, yo, JB. I've had this question for a minute, but I keep forgetting to ask. What are other avenues you wanted Nintendo, I got it all mixed up. What are other avenues you would like to see Nintendo do that isn't video games? For example, I've always wanted Nintendo to manufacture clothing that is similar to the clothes in Splatoon, and I don't mean a t-shirt with a dumb logo. I mean full-blown jackets, hoodies, and hats from these in-game Splatoon brands. I also want vinyl because, why not? What do we want from Nintendo, man? What do we
I want
want?
it all. I want to throw my money at them. Like, I just want, like, take my money.
Yeah.
Take it. I am
Yeah.
willing. My body is ready. Take my money.
Yeah.
But I don't know if y'all noticed the thumbnail. Like, looking at the thumbnail that you made, Seth, with like the Splatoon characters, like, I'm with JB. That jacket,
It's
that
fire.
that jean jacket slash, I guess it's like a hoodie jacket put together, like in different, like almost like a quilt. That looks pretty good. Those tennis shoes.
We
I
just
know they did
need
like a thing with Puma, but that's different. Like,
Yeah,
it's not, eh.
they've done some collaborations. They did like I think Black Milk Clothing in London or whatever did like Animal Crossing and a Pokemon and a Zelda line or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, like why I don't understand this always annoys me so much about Nintendo is like the amount of industries they could be in, like they could literally make so much more money than they are now because Nintendo fans are so rabid. It's like if you just give us this stuff to buy, we'll buy it. Like there are people who are hungry for this stuff. Who if you
Yeah.
had like Splatoon clothing on the rack, people would absolutely buy it. The vinyl thing that JB shouts out is very near and dear to my heart because this drives me crazy in particular with Nintendo. They won't even redistribute their own music, let alone vinyl. They'll take down somebody like Gilvasunner, who's just harmlessly uploading their, and not even like monetizing, just harmlessly re-uploading music from Nintendo games because Nintendo won't do it themselves.
Yeah.
And they copyright strike that, and let's never put it anywhere. And yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with it.
I mean, how quickly did these like Pokemon Squishmallows like
Yes,
sell out? Like to the point where what, an hour later and they were gone? Like 30
not
minutes
even
later they were
30
gone?
minutes.
And like that's how hungry we are, y'all. It's not just the Squishmallow fans that went for these. Like Seth was too busy doing something
Making a
else
stupid video. Yeah.
about some track
About my
of
stupid
Mario.
feelings.
That
Yeah.
stupid tree.
The dumb tree.
That he unfortunately missed out on the Gengar one for now. They're supposed to come to Walmart, and that's a
Yeah.
whole nother thing. But yeah, like how hungry are we for all of this like Nintendo merch, like quality
Yeah.
Nintendo merch? Like this is
Even
a quality Squishmallow. Like not everything is great. Like I've got
right.
some generic Animal Crossing t-shirts that are Nintendo, licensed. And I want something with a little pizzazz. Put in a, I don't know, I think I mentioned
Little
to you like a
pizzazz.
little something.
Little
Little something.
taste. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little taste. Something makes it the best, you know?
Yeah. Little.
Uh do like an artist contest, like where they, have a bunch
Yeah.
of artists, like, I don't know, send in their interpretations of like Mario, of Luigi, of Animal Crossing, of Splatoon, of these things, and have them pick out like maybe their top, AAA games that are doing well, Kirby when it comes out, like have a
Yeah.
release of decent t-shirts that are made from, you know, great artists in the community that just love Nintendo. Like I want more than this generic stuff that they throw at us. Yes, I'll still buy generic. Like I am a fool, I know. But like I want more. I want more. And the
Yeah.
vinyl thing too. Like the people that did Cult of the Lamb did it right. They've released vinyl, they've released t-shirts, they've
Plushies.
released plushies. I'm supposed to get my plushie in like next week that I ordered for Cult of the Lamb. Uh they just did it right. They're not afraid to release the stuff. They know that people will buy it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
And
disappointed.
I am too. And the counter argument to this is they have like Super Nintendo World or whatever that's going to have a lot of this stuff. It's going to have a lot of plushies. And when they want you to go to the theme park, I get it. But like something like vinyl in particular and the music, like there's just like, man, there's so much there. Like the amount of Nintendo vinyl that I would own if they sold it to me is ridiculous. Like I just, and even like beyond that, it's like just make this stuff available even just on Spotify. When you have a game come out, put the soundtrack. It's not uncommon for other people to do this. You know, studios like Capcom are really good about this. People care about Nintendo music. Like really really care about it. Yeah, the music thing really does frustrate me a lot. And salt on the wound, because the thing about the Squishmallows is that's the Pokemon company, right? That's their
Yeah.
whole thing. It's not even
Yeah.
like Nintendo proper. Um, the Pokemon company, like the day after the Gilva Center thing happened last year, put up this like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl like website or whatever, where anybody could use the music for free. You could use it if you're like a content creator. You could use the music, whatever. They didn't care. And then they took that down. So it's like, my God, like what, like Nintendo and their music, it's like so ridiculous.
Like
So
they did that Kirby anniversary concert and they had it for free on
yes,
YouTube and then they took it down and then re-released like they really months later they put it back up, I believe.
baffling,
Yeah.
baffling.
Like why? For what? For what, Nintendo? For what?
Yeah, it's upsetting, man. I get really mad when I think about this stuff.
Oh
But
God.
yes, give us those Splatoon clothes though. We deserve that. Let us be great, Nintendo.
Yes. Let us be great. Let us throw our money at you. Like, please, I beg, I plead. Like what do I need to do? Who do I need to call?
Ay ay ay. Goodness
Oh my
gracious.
gosh. Well, we've had a lot of questions that
Yeah,
have
we got a
come
lot.
in. So many. So I'm gonna start off like small. So the Winter Gamer asked, "Who is the best fox in video games playable on Switch?" And I'm trying to think of
Mmm.
fox games. That's kind of my I love foxes. And so if
Yeah.
there's a fox game, I'm all here for it. Endling was my downfall.
Oh yeah.
Um, that's kind of part of the reason I got it because it's foxes. But I would not advise if you have like a heart for animals and don't want to see
No.
anyone unalive themselves, do
Out.
not buy Endling because you will cry.
Can't do it.
I'm not I have it physical. Like I bought it physical. Like I found it in store. I was like, dang it, why did I do this? Why did I do this to myself? I just want to be in pain. So that's a bad example.
Yeah. No, I'm out on Link. You know, there are a few that come to mind immediately. So Tunic is the obvious
Yeah.
one. Um, and I like Tunic a lot despite itself. Uh, the other one that comes to my mind. Have you ever played Super Lucky's Tale?
No, but I've heard of it. I've seen pictures of him. He looks really cute. It kind of
Yeah,
reminds me of what does he look like? Kind of almost like Tails from
a little bit.
Sonic, like kind of that style.
Yeah,
Uh yeah, he looks really cute, but I've never played it.
it's a really good game. It's a cutesy little fox, kind of like a Mario 3D World kind of thing. That's on Switch. I really recommend that. I like that game a lot. Yeah, it's called New Super Lucky's Tale, as everybody's pointing out in the chat, because they had Super Lucky's Tale and it was actually an Xbox, I believe, exclusive when it first came out, and then they added some new content to it. It's on Switch now. New Super Lucky's Tale, really good. And then also just like Star Fox 64 is on Switch technically too,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that game's real good. That's a real
A
good game.
game a game that I was thinking of, it's more smaller and I haven't played a whole bunch of it, but it has a fox in it and I did enjoy that game. Spirit of the North I played and you're this
Oh.
like fox and you're just trying to basically traverse through this area, basically like a puzzle type of game.
Mm-hmm.
You're finding like staffs and all this and what you can raise and lower water. It's a whole thing. But you have the spirit that follows you, which is the spirit of the North. So I like that game. I highly recommend it. And it's on Switch, and if it's on sale, I say pick it up for sure.
Sale.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But
I
if we want to talk red pandas, Akka is the go-to.
Ooh.
Go-to.
Yeah. Akka got patched too. A lot of the
Oh,
problems that people were
yes.
having, it did get a patch. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna try and
Um
play it again because I did get stuck and I was like I couldn't move. Like it was like
yeah.
broken for me. So maybe it's fixed itself.
It probably is at this point. They've
Yeah.
I think they still have some work to do, but I heard it got patched. Um yeah, I I would say if I had to pick just one, I think New Super Lucky's Tale is the move. I think that's the move. I'm gonna recommend that. New Super Lucky's Tale. Good game.
Oh man, there's so many like Fox games. Endling is not. Endling is not.
Yeah, that's not the move. You don't want to cry.
Spirit of the North. Go with that one.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. I'm like going through, like, we have had so many questions, but I'm trying to go through some of the.
Yeah, what do we got? What do we got
I
here?
love I love how you put Bowsah's. Okay, let me just shout out Bowsah here again. I love how you put Bowsah's question
It's
in
a
here.
question.
Is it really a question?
Yes. I
So
mean, it doesn't have an answer, but it's a question.
I don't know if we mentioned this in the actual show or if it was a post-show thing,
Who
but
knows?
we always mention in the actual Nintendo Drive, like, oh, we should mention that, blah blah blah, in the post-show, like that we record directly after this show. So if you're a patron, you have access to that. You're
Yes.
welcome.
You're welcome.
So Val's question is, who is in charge of taking notes for the save it for the post-show topics? And I agree with you, Seth. Your response in the Discord was, you act like we're that organized or something to
Yeah.
that effect.
Yeah.
Like you act like any of us are actually going to take
Ain't
notes.
nobody taking those notes. Ain't nobody taking those notes. Ain't nobody got time for that. We say it and we throw it out there, but it's just like everything else that we say. We throw it out there and it gets whisked away into the
Yep.
conversational void, and we forget it as soon as we say it. And you know what? I think that's part. I would like to think that that's part of the charm. Is that
Yeah.
if we say that something is going to be saved for the post show, it almost certainly won't be. And I think that if there's any certainty in this life, there is that.
That is so true. That is so true. So if anyone that's actually watching the live, if you want to gladly be that volunteer and then just DM it to me in Discord, you can gladly do that. Otherwise, we're not, we're probably
It'll
going to
be all right.
forget
We'll
by the
forget.
time we get to that point. It
We'll
will be
make it.
forgotten. My pigeon brain cannot.
1000%. So I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna mention anything like that. I mean, that's the thing. We never know what's gonna come out of our dumb mouths before it does.
Well, I
You know?
forget what all I say in the post show until I listen to it
Easy.
again the next day. It's like a fever dream. I forget everything.
Fugue state.
So we have fun though, y'all. We have fun.
We have fun here.
We do.
We have fun
We have
here.
fun here.
Isn't there a couple? You know, especially since Sean isn't here. I think we have a couple of Kirby questions. This
We
just sort of
do.
worked out. Like, didn't this just kind of weirdly work out that we got all these questions and two of them I think are Kirby questions? Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Let's so I've got in front of me here Kevin's question,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
is Kirby related. He says, "Hello, you wonderful people. Now that Fire Emblem is out, 12 hours in so far, it's okay. When do we start the hype train for Nintendo's biggest release of the year, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe? I asked because I went into my local GameStop to pre-order recently, and they had no idea Kirby was even coming out. How can we correct this travesty? We're doing it right now, Kevin."
I'm upset. Like
Yeah.
I kind of can, if that's actually like a true statement, like I don't know, Kevin, if that's actually true, like they've actually forgotten that it's even coming out. That's upsetting because Kirby, I'm like excited about it. I actually have it in my list of like things that are coming out soon. I haven't
Yeah.
pre-ordered it yet, but I should, because I am excited about it.
I'm
Just
gonna get
just to
it.
see what it looks like on Switch. I'm sure it'll be pretty, just like, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, but in a little slightly different way. But yeah, I can't believe that your GameStop didn't even know. Didn't even know. But at
Yeah.
the same time, like, I don't think I've seen a lot of discussions like on Twitter or any of these other spaces like mentioning or reminding me that it's even coming out. Like I feel like there should be a little hype there and there's not. And I
Yeah.
I I kind of feel the same for Tears of the Kingdom in a way. Like,
Tears.
yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm hearing more hype for that from like my friends that are excited
Sure.
for the game versus like people on Twitter. But I guess because there's just so many games coming out that maybe when we get closer to the date or whatever, people will be more excited, or you'll see, the reviews will start coming out or whatever, those early like access things.
Previews.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe that's why. I don't know. I don't know. It's a travesty. I'm upset.
Adam, it's tearing up my kingdom when I'm with you. I love that so much. That's the best comment of all time. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I do feel like it's getting swept under the rug a little bit. And I think we are going to see it at the February 8th slash 9th Nintendo Direct. It's absolutely going to happen because hashtag Seth was right. That is going to happen. My prediction will come true. I think we'll see it there. And they have been kind of slowly revealing new information about it, like new copy abilities and stuff like that. They had the
Mm.
sand ability they revealed. We already know there's like a mech ability in the game. So yeah, there's some new stuff. It's worth being excited about. It's a good game. It was good on Wii, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If you play co-op, you can play D to D. So
Oh, that's true. And
hear,
Sean
hear.
disagrees. He says that the direct will be announced tomorrow.
No, it's
Just wait.
not. No, it's
He says, just
not.
wait. Just
Get
wait. It'll
out
be
of here.
tomorrow.
Get
This
out
is
of here.
the only reason Sean's upset that he's not here because he's like he wanted to probably talk about that on the show. So you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
he worked
welcome,
that
Sean.
in.
I did it for you.
We'll see, man. I firmly believe February 8th or 9th. I firmly believe it. Presto the Magnificent asks, what new copy abilities would you like to see in Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, the best game of 2023?
No,
So,
I always get stuck on like the sword is my favorite copy
yeah.
ability. Like this is like if I can just be this, I would prefer. But like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I have an answer.
Yeah, it's new copy abilities, I don't
Yeah.
know. Um but in terms of like there are a few that I've always liked in Kirby's past. Can't remember if it was in Triple Deluxe or Planet Robobot, but one of them has like this poison like copy ability where you have just this like fountain of like poison coming out of Kirby's head, and he can like lean his head and just shoot like poison goo. It's really cool.
Isn't there one where he can be like a volcano? Like is
Yeah.
that the N64 version where if he sucks up like rock and fire, he's like a volcano and it's
Yep.
like that too. Like you can aim it.
Totally.
I liked that one. One that came to mind that I would not want to have, and I keep thinking of like Kirby and the Crystal Shard one, is you could be an arrow, like a bow and arrow. I hated that one. It
Oh
was like a
yeah.
fire, I think it was fire, something to that effect. But it was like a bow and arrow. I could never control that thing. Like, leave that away. Like, let that stay in the past in that
Crystal
game.
Shards, man. That's got those like body horror copy abilities where Kirby just becomes this like disturbing homunculus of whatever.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know if it's like some of those like joint, like combining two together and it just didn't make sense or it was just something completely wild. That was my only like qualm with that game was some of those were just
Yeah.
not for me.
Top tier
Not for
DDD
me.
design in that game though. That necklace DDD, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And they have so we got necklace DDD in Forgotten Land, and they have redesigned DDD in this game to be necklace DDD. So
Oh.
it seems like
So so is this like a spin-off or a continuation
it's a
like of
port.
another one? A port,
Yeah,
okay.
it's so the one they did on Wii. So they did Kirby's Return to Dreamland was the Wii entry, and it was very much like kind of following in the footsteps. Do you remember on Wii how they had that Super Mario Brothers Wii with the red box and everything, and like
Hmm.
that's like one of the best selling Wii games. Everybody was playing it. Um, this was kind of Kirby's version of that, like the very co-op centric, and it was kind of like a reboot for Kirby. And that was kind of the groundwork that took us into Triple Deluxe, Planet Robobot, Star Allies. Like it's very much in that kind of vein, like the 2D Kirby.
Yeah.
So if you like Star Allies, you're probably gonna like this.
Okay.
Um, and so this is a port of that game, but they've remastered it. It has a new visual style to it. I don't know if they've added new mini games, but I don't know beyond that like how much more content is actually going to be in it. But it's a very good game. It's worth your time for sure.
Kirby mini games have always been like my favorite, like
Top
more
tier.
so. Same with like the Pokemon Stadium like mini games. Like I would rather
Yes.
play those. I don't know what it is about those mini games, but I loved Kirby Star Allies. Like I did like a
Yeah,
list or whatever. That was high on my list of favorite Kirby games on Switch. But that's probably why I didn't know about that Kirby because
you're gonna like it.
I don't think we had that when my parents had the Wii. Like we had the more generic like Wii Sports and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm excited to see.
You'll like it. You'll like that one. And again, great for co-op. I think you can do up to 4-player co-op. They didn't go back and add in like online co-op, which is a little unfortunate, but still local co-op. I'm gonna force my wife to play with me because if you play single player, you can only play as Kirby, but if you play co-op, you
Oh,
can play as D or Meta
so
Knight
that's
or
why you're gonna have her
yeah,
play like first player, and you could
yeah.
play as D.
That way I can play as D. That's all I care about.
Oh my gosh, the underlining like thought process there. Like we have to play together because I can play D.
Yep, 1000%. That's exact. Kevin's with me. That's what's happening.
Oh my God, y'all, Kevin, too much, too much.
What do we have in here? What's
Trying to
next?
see.
Oh, maybe this actually kind of ties into this a little bit. Have you ever
That's what I was
gone
looking at.
through a lull of being a Nintendo fan? I grew. This is from Dan from Canada. And they say, I grew up with NES/Super Nintendo and N64, got really into PS2, so I kind of missed the GameCube and GBA era before Wii Twilight Princess hype brought me back, and essentially Wii U somehow, as that's when I started listening to podcasts. I've since gone back to GameCube and GBA games, but don't hold much nostalgia like others have for that era. Have you ever been in a Nintendo lull
So
in
I'm
your
just
life?
in a generic gaming lull. Like
Mm,
there's a big span of time between probably in the time that I was in high school, maybe. And then when I was in college, I didn't play like any games whatsoever. So
yeah,
I kind of agree with some of this. So like I have a GameCube now, so
yeah,
I don't have that nostalgia, but I did have like an N64 when I was younger, and I still have that one. So like I'm more on the N64 is better side because
sure.
that's my nostalgia. We got
It's your
Kirby
childhood.
N64 on there. Yeah, exactly. And then Game Boys, we had those growing up, but I didn't have like the Game Boy Advanced or what is it? The DS, the initial DS things, and like I
Yeah.
didn't have a 2DS until I was out of college. So it was probably like 8 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
7, 8 years ago. I don't know. Time is irrelevant. But I was out of college and I bought a 2DS for myself. So there's a huge span of time. And so like now I'm going back and getting like the GameCube, and we just bought a Wii a couple weeks back, and buying some games from those. So for some of those, like I did have a Wii, like my parents did, but
Yeah.
we didn't really have a lot. So like a lot of those games that people like really rave about,
Mm-hmm.
like we didn't have because we didn't have all the games. We just had like Wii Sports. So we're now getting those. So I'm getting a new type of nostalgia for them, I guess.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever had a huge lull. I mean, there were definitely times. I've been a Nintendo fan my entire life. They've always kind of been my safe harbor, but there were definitely times when I played other stuff more. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there was definitely some times where I, I would be spending most of my time on 360, Xbox 360, or PS3, especially in the end of Wii, beginning of Wii U era. We were just kind of starving as Nintendo fans on the Wii U. I actually like the Wii U quite a lot. But there just wasn't that much. Like in terms of actual games to play, there wasn't all that much. Um, and it wasn't like now where you're getting a new first party Nintendo game like practically every month. Like you were fighting for scraps back then. So so I was basically just playing my 3DS, and you know everything else was PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, whatever. So that's probably the biggest lull I've ever had. The DS and Wii era is very, very precious to me. That's by far my favorite era of Nintendo. I love that era. Um, but yeah, I would say that I was primarily a Nintendo gamer like all the way through until that time, kind of like Wii U era. Then I fell off a little bit, and now I'm back to being primarily a Nintendo gamer.
Mm.
So that was kind of
And
my
I
journey.
yeah, I kind of I'm in that same realm too. Like in high school, like I still gamed,
Mm-hmm.
but it was more PlayStation. It was more PC gaming because my dad had like my dad's always been super into technology, specifically computers. And
Yeah.
so he's always wanted like the highest tech, like what's the latest, what will run like the best games, and like he never gamed. Like it wasn't even for him. Like I think he just, I don't know. He's
That's how
just
my
super
uncle
into,
is.
he's
Yeah.
so into technology. My dad stays so up to date on stuff. Now, he's still cringe. He's still a dad. Um, Even without the dad joke books that Sean Capri has, but he was just, so we did PC gaming, World of Warcraft, those types of things, and like
Yes.
PlayStation, and like we had a Xbox 360 as well.
Hmm.
And so I would play here and there, like in between when my brother would let me, because he was more so of the gamer than I was. But as an adult, like I prefer Nintendo because of the handheld aspect of it.
Yeah, totally. Right
Because
there
I don't
with
know.
you.
I would rather play with the thing like in my face, like
In
at
my
all times.
face,
Yeah, I'd rather just be like
reading
this.
Fire Emblem. Yeah,
Yep, at
upside
all
down even.
times. Yeah, even yeah, exactly upside down. Yeah, look, I can't even. Yeah, I had it sitting here. That's how
I'm not
pro
even
gamer
mad.
I am.
I'm
That's
not
how
even
pro
mad. That's
gamer I
just
am.
impressive. True pro gamer here, playing
True.
upside down.
Although Celeste played, have you played it upside down? No, I don't think so.
I guess not. I guess you aren't really a pro gamer if you haven't played it upside down.
Oh my God.
Holy cow.
But I
Okay.
prefer handheld, so Nintendo's
Agreed.
my sweet spot for that for sure.
Agreed.
We also have like Fire Emblem Engage, like questions as well.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
I'm
there
not,
was
I haven't picked it up and I don't have plans to pick it up.
same. Hmm.
I know you played like what, Three Houses? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I played Three
Three, two.
Houses for a little while and I couldn't read it, so then I stopped playing Three Houses. So that
I
was
forgot you couldn't read it, your old eyes.
yeah, that was what happened. So yeah, but I do like Quagmire here, who did have like I think Engage, they've decided to pass on Fire Emblem Engage as well. But they say,
Hmm.
I decided to jump into my backlog, but wasn't inspired to keep at it. I proceeded to start New Game Plus of Xenoblade 1, because, of course, and am loving revisiting one of my favorite releases from 2020. My proposal is we detonate our backlogs, as it just adds pressure to finish games. If we really wanted to play these games, we would have done it already, and they wouldn't be heaped into this backlog. Let's just play what we want to play. Thoughts? So,
I
play
have
what you
like
want?
I don't know, it's like a double-edged sword for me. It's like I've always been the realm of play what you want. Like that was
Yeah.
basically my whole persona last year was I'm just gonna play, like who cares if all I'm playing is Animal Crossing. But like as the year progressed, like I was playing more indie games and like playing, other games and now playing more difficult games, quote unquote difficult games. Um, so I don't know, because like I wanna my aspect now is I just want to finish something because like that's
Right.
I
Can
just
I
keep
just do that?
starting. My channel is very prone to playing the first hour and a half
Totally.
of a game and sharing it with, those that follow me over there. Um, and then never playing it again. Like all I've
Relatable.
played is an hour and a half into a game, and then I never touch it again, even if
Even
I
if you like it.
really,
Yeah.
even if I really loved it. Like Aka, like the only thing that stopped me on that one was the bug, unfortunately, but
Mm-hmm.
some of the others, like I did like a whole cozy week, like the last week of December, where I played a game every day, or I at least uploaded a game every day. And I'm actually going back, like I played Carto, I played a little bit of those games that I played then to hopefully finish something. Cause like
Right.
I want that, like, checking that box off my list of sorts, that I completed something. I don't know. And like one of my uh, goals, and I use goals lightly, this year is to finish like fully complete 12 games. So like a game a month.
Game a month.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Have I completed one in January yet? No. Don't look at
You got
me.
a few more days.
Don't look at me. Maybe this weekend. We'll see. So I need to just pick a game and finish it because I want to at least finish 12 games. So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. Like play what you want, yes. But then again, I also I want to finish that backlog. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it. I mean, I'm sort of two minds on this. It's funny, Justin Masson at the Nintendo Dads calls it game sampling. He's like, I'm a game sampler. Like I don't play
Yeah.
games, I just sample them.
Yeah.
And I can definitely relate to that, especially when you want to cover stuff for your channel or whatever too. Like, and you want to like, you want to cover the most and like let people know about these games and stuff like that. So there's definitely an added kind of you're as a content creator inherently, I think, increasing your backlog like all the time. But at the same time, Sean made a good point actually in the chat, and he said, I finished Nobody Saves the World because it was in my backlog and I'm glad I finished it. And I think that there is something about having, even though I do agree with the sentiment of like, let's play what we want to play, I do feel like the concept of having a backlog and having like that intentionality to go back and actually finish something that you want to finish, like I think you can kind of have something in the middle. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Something that exists of like, this is what I want to play, but the reason I want to play it is because I want to finish it. You know?
Mhm.
So and actually John 32 here in the chat says, shout out to backtrackers, incentive to finish a game a month, basically. Great point. That's a
Yeah.
great point. And backtrackers is this has been a great avenue for me. Because there are games that I would have completely missed if not for backtrackers, and games that I'm like, when Markus picked Citizen Sleeper, which is the game we're playing for backtrackers right now, we're meeting next weekend for that. When Markus picked that, I was like, oh, great. Like, I wanted to play this. It was on my backlog, and now I'm playing it, and I beat it, and I loved it. You know what I mean? And that happens all the time with backtrackers. So that's definitely, we already have the solution, Quagmire. It's baked into the carpool gaming community already. It's called the backtrackers.
Yeah. Yeah. Greece was a great one that I finished for the
Grease.
backtrackers. Yes. I was
Yes.
upset. I was upset with you, Seth, by the way. You and
Why?
Eric, you and Eric pronounced it incorrectly on All In.
Eric pronounced it incorrectly. I
And then
didn't.
you also did. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said Grease.
Yes, you did. Nope.
Oh, roll back
You
the
said
tape. Roll back
roll
the
it.
tape. I'll
Roll
have to
it.
look back at that.
Roll it.
I do remember him saying Gris at one point. I do remember that. And
You might have,
sometimes
I think you were gonna say it right, but you just
really?
said it exactly like he did.
I
And
don't believe you.
I
I
was
don't
like,
believe you.
Seth?
But I will say sometimes with that guy, you just got to let him do his thing. You just got to let him roll.
Well,
Um
that's fine. You
but
could just let him roll. But
yeah,
I was disappointed. You know what?
I
I
can't
was
I
disappointed.
can't believe that. I'm going to have to. Was this on the latest episode? I
Yeah,
will go back and find it. Okay,
I'm
I'll
pretty
find
sure.
it.
I'm pretty sure it was last weekend's.
I'll find it. I will find it. Believe me. I'll be disappointed with myself if that's true.
Oh my God.
Holy
Watch it.
cow.
Watch me be wrong, which won't be surprising, but I'm pretty firm that I was right because I was like, I was listening. Because I hear it. Like I was like, oh, that's Eric
I'm
said it wrong.
pretty
And then
firm that I was right. Should be on a
and then I
shirt.
was and then I was waiting for Seth to say it. I was like, oh, he said it wrong too. Nope. Making a
Mmm.
mental note of it.
All right. All right.
But really, the only reason I brought up the game so I could give you hell
We're
about
killing
that.
Sean. Sean says it hurts to laugh. We're actually killing Sean slowly here in the chat. Is
Not
this
the razor
actually?
blades.
Yeah, not the razor plays. I think this might be. We've been going out of order here, but I think this might be our final question here
It
from
is.
Drellesh. Okay, Drellesh says, question for the week: what forthcoming RPG in 2023 should a PlayStation boy rather play on a Switch this year? Last year it was Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I loved it, being my runner-up to my GOTY. What is lurking on the horizon, and will give Tears of the Kingdom a run for its money? Um, hmm. That's an interesting question because I'm not like some huge. I feel like this would be a better question for the RPG cave or something. Because I don't think either of us are big, huge RPG people. I play some, like I play them every now and then.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I have anything off the top of my head.
I'm
I
trying
would
to
have
even
said.
think of.
Well, I would have said like I know they're doing that remaster of Tales of Symphonia pretty soon.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, look, can I call Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Barline? Can I call that an RPG? It's kind of an RPG. It's a Final Fantasy game. Play that. Just play Theater Rhythm.
There you go.
I don't know if you would like that. It's a rhythm game.
Is Octopath Traveler 2?
Yes, very much so.
I've
Yeah,
heard
that's a good call.
people hype that up pretty well. I literally just Googled. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, RPG
What's a
games.
good RPG? Yeah, Octopath's a good call. It's kind of like a
Here's
classic. Yeah.
Is this coming to Switch? I
What
think
is it?
so. Oh, I'm gonna butcher the name, and Ryan's gonna be upset with
Go
me.
for it.
Atelier Riza. 3. Alchemist
Atelier.
of the End and the Secret Key.
I think it's better than whatever Sean said when he drafted it for Fantasy
Sean could
League.
Sean couldn't even spell it.
Atelier.
Is that coming to Switch though?
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah,
do
it
that right?
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Bayonetta Origins, is that an RPG?
I wouldn't consider that really an RPG.
RPG is such a loose statement, I feel like.
Ryan says
I
good
don't
job,
know.
Lockless, so I guess you nailed it. So
Oh my god. I don't know.
yeah,
I
I think Octopath's a good call. And it's also weird because we're so early in the year, right? Like
Mhm.
we haven't had our February direct that's absolutely going to happen on February 8th or 9th. We haven't had that yet. So we don't know a lot of the stuff on the horizon. A lot of the stuff that we know about is just in these first couple of months, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say circle back, Drellesh. Come back to this one. Maybe keep Octopath Traveler 2 on your radar, especially if you're into old school RPGs. The Final Fantasy sixes of the world. If you're into that kind of stuff, then I would say keep your eye on that. But also just circle back once you get a little bit deeper into the year. Sean says play Live Alive. Live Alive is really good. I enjoyed that quite a lot. And it's pretty short. You can get through that game in like 25 hours. Fairly short. For an RPG, that's short, man.
Was that the game that you like hardcore like finished so that you
Oh,
could play Xenoblade
yeah.
3 last year?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
You
rough.
like
Oh,
you kept streaming it until you finished it, I'm pretty
I
sure.
did like well, here's what happened. I did like a 10-hour stream of that game. I was like, we're finishing this game tonight. And the final the final like chapter of that game took me like 4 hours just by itself. Because I wanted to get the true ending and I was doing all the little side stuff or whatever. Oh, it was rough. Ryan Turford shouts out Chained Echoes. I haven't played that. I've heard amazing things about Chained Echoes. A good friend of mine said like it might be his favorite game of last year. So Chained Echoes is a good call. Charlton Carter here in the chat says Suikoden remasters if you like old school RPGs. I've never played the Suikoden games, but my good friend Delroy is a huge Suikoden 2, I believe, is his favorite game of all time. So those are coming too. So you got some stuff to play, Drellesh. So
I'm excited for Tears of the Kingdom. And speaking of games like I need to finish like here soon, I'm gonna start up Breath of the Wild and actually finish it
yes,
before Tears of the Kingdom
tears.
comes out.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's like in May 12th. So I've got time, but if I don't start it in like February, then I'm probably never gonna finish it.
Are you gonna
So
start a new playthrough? Are you gonna
I
do?
have to.
Oh yeah.
Because, well, it doesn't matter if I did or not because I never got my glider. That's how far I got into the game.
Really?
I've never played Breath of the Wild really.
Wow.
Yeah. So like
That'd be a great
I want to
stream
have
game.
like my yeah, that's what I plan on doing is to stream it and to have like my special time like playing it and like
Yeah.
actually, you know, because everyone wishes that they could in Animal Crossing, everyone wishes that they could replay New Horizons from the very beginning. And Breath
Right.
of the Wild, like fans are the same way. Like they wish they could play it very first off from the very beginning all over again. And so I kind of have that
So jealous.
myself. Like I've seen other people play like in different random spurts, but like not very much of it. Um so yeah, I'm gonna have my moment with it
Yes. I
and
love
plan to
this.
finish it before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. So it'll be like two back-to-back games almost of first of enjoyment for me. So I'm
Oh,
hopeful. Yeah,
that'd be
first
so good.
time. Did
That
not get very far. I'm excited for the like the puzzles within the like towers and stuff too.
yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's like 120 of those little shrines.
No,
Um
100 and
yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, man.
Jesus.
You don't have to 100% it or anything, but you
No,
could
no,
get
no.
through the game without doing that. It's real good. It's real good. I'm excited for you to play that. Yeah, because that is one of those like that's one of those games for Nintendo fans. Like if I could Matrix mind wipe myself and replay it for the first time, and you get to do that, man. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
do it.
start. I plan on doing it once I finish Lonesome Village, in a couple weeks. Then I will start that on stream. So if y'all want to hang out with me, I will be doing that for sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna need help probably. Like, don't backseat game. Like, if I ask for help, help me. But like, I have a feeling there's gonna be some random people that are
Yeah.
watching me, seeing that I'm playing, and will tell me the solution. So we'll see. Like, I tend to not have a big audience when I stream, so I'm hopeful
You
that
will for that one. Y'all heard it here. Everybody watching in the chat right now, show up to Lockless Breath of the Wild streams. Don't backseat game, but show up.
show up. And then if you see my gears not turning, then please do
Steam
help
coming
me.
out of her ears.
I'm hoping this like Hollow Knight and Celeste and like all these other like hardcore games will uh that will be like a cakewalk compared to those, hopefully. We'll
Yes.
see. I don't know. I'm excited about it though.
I'm excited about it now. I want to see this. Let's
I have
go.
yet, by the way, thinking back on like old like Nintendo Drive episodes that we've done, it was just Sean and myself. Seth, you were out for some reason, I don't remember what. Uh, but that was right after I played No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah.
I have yet to return to No Man's Sky. I have yet. I have yet. But now that I know how to land a ship, maybe I should return. But we'll see.
That doesn't shock me. I'm not surprised.
Oh my God. I haven't returned to it. Maybe I'll add it to my difficult games series I'm doing. I
Your
don't
pro
know.
gamer series,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe I'll just go straight hardcore mode in the game.
Oh my god. That's a recipe for failure.
From like baby mode to like super hardcore, like I have to gather and like survive. That's one of the
Mm-mm.
reasons I don't like what's that game called? Don't Starve.
Yeah, yeah.
Terrible at that game. That's on my
Stressful.
list. It's on my list. But I haven't gotten past day 1 in that game in the past, so we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm
stressful.
bad. I'm terrible with survival games. I can't do it. Can't do
Mm-mm.
it.
Mm-mm. I'm not about it either. There you go. SteamWorld Survival. Do that. Make me like survival games. Do that.
Yes. Yes, there you go. Add your steampunk aura all over it, and then we'll actually play it. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we've hit everything. So
Yeah, we did it.
my physical for this evening, and
Time for the physical.
yes, because I always show a physical. It's
Get ready for the
Sean's
physical.
Sean's buzzword of the week. My physical tonight is Donkey Kong Country
Yes.
Returns on the Wii. And literally right before the show, my husband and I were playing it together. I was Donkey Kong, he was Diddy Kong. We got through the first 2 little levels right before stream. So,
Good
such a good
game.
game. I've never played it before either, so this will be a new one for me too.
Good game. The follow-up Tropical Freeze even better. If you can
Yeah,
get
that's what I've
on
heard.
Switch,
Hmm.
yeah, even better. So good. Man, what a game. What a game that is.
I have to add it to my wish list so I don't forget. I actually will probably buy it physical, to be fair.
Yeah.
So maybe I can find it somewhere. I probably can't find it cheap anywhere, but I'll
Yeah.
attempt. I'll
Yeah,
attempt.
don't get me started on that cuz they did a they did something kind of scummy with Tropical Freeze. So they released it at full price and then delisted the Wii U version, which was only $20 at the time. So they were like, "Hey, come buy the $60 one on Switch." So yeah, that was,
God.
Nintendo. Oh,
Well,
you.
Seth, ah, give let me throw your money at y'all, but also like stop.
Yeah.
Seth, where can people find you on the interwebs?
On the
I'm gonna
interwebs.
what long link are you gonna give us this evening?
Yeah. Yeah, so boot up your computer, type in your password to log into your account on your computer. Let it all boot up. Give it some time. Let it kind of figure itself out for a second, but then open up your web browser of choice, go into the search bar, type in http://www.twitter.com/$2hero. That's where you'll find me. You'll find me here at Carpool Gaming. Support us on Patreon, where you can get the post show that Lachlan and I are about to roll into. You want to do that?
And since Sean isn't here, or at least not here on the actual show itself, he's been here active in chat the entire evening. I'll add his little links. You can find Sean at twitter.com/Sean Jar Jar Capri. Or you can find us at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming, or, follow us in the Discord. Links will be down below. And you can find me at Locklith here on YouTube, or LocklithTWT on Twitter. But thank you all for hanging out with us for today's episode on the Nintendo Drive. Bump that like button if you haven't already, and fuel this carpool in the comments below with your hype levels for the new Kirby game and what your favorite power will be when it comes release. Let us know.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the new Nintendo Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like the stream and subscribe here on YouTube, and follow us at Carpool Gaming on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. If you liked what you saw and want more, be sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming.